I did my whole intro and forgot to record. What up, gang? This is KenZerk, KenZillion, Zika Milligan, and Villain Feeling Trilligan, and we are back on Face Ain't Not Remastered. Last episode, we beat Archer. And then Archer killed Archer. Then Archer tried to kill us and Tosaka. But then, shit happened, and Archer was like, I'll kill you guys later. Right? So we went home, and we devised a plan to kill Archer. Not our Archer, but the other Archer, the golden bitch, right? So we devised a plan to kill him. And what part of that plan was for Tosaka to give us her half of her magic crest, so that she can supply us with magical energy, and we can use Archer's skills. Our Archer, not the gold bitch. So now, we're getting into day 16. Lag out. Yellow bottom jeans. Yellow bottom sipping. Okay, February 15th. Unlimited Blade Works, Chapter 16, Day Eden. Day 16, Chapter Eden. I turn off the lights in the house. It's 4 in the morning. It's actually 6 in the morning. We leave the Emiya residence with a few hours left until dawn. We have our plan. There's nothing else to discuss. Now we just need to go to the battlefield and carry out each of our responsibilities. There's no guarantee we'll come back safely. Well, until now it's been a recurring event. But this time there's no guarantee we'll return. So I need to make sure to turn off all the lights in my house. Huh? Someone's standing in the garden. A blonde girl gazes up at this night sky, doing nothing in particular. Hey, what are you doing, Saber? I was looking at the sky and this house. She answers me in a very gentle voice. When we first met, she looked at this house with a different expression. So much has happened, I want to burn it into my memory, so that I always remember. Her voice. It reflects a determination and she might never come back, even greater than mine. Yeah? Well, remember it as long as you can. I make a humble request of her from the windowed hallway. Yes. I have a favor to ask of you as well. I will protect you. So please, make sure you both return to this house. Yeah, we will. Damn, it just started. I'm already getting a little sad. That's the only answer I can give now. We're going to destroy the Holy Grail. When that happens, Saber will leave too because she's a servant. I'd like her to stay here. And she's even developed an attachment to our home. But that's a rule she can't break as long as she's a servant. Hey, what are you two doing? We need to hurry, there isn't much time. A voice beckons us from the front door. Tosaka seems to have finished preparations and is already at the gate. Let us be off, Shiro. Yeah, time to finish this, Saber. Fuck, oh my goodness. I'm getting emotional. I turn off the last light and leave the house with Saber. The night is quiet. In the garden under the starry sky, the illusion of a girl gazing up at the stars still remains. Our direction is set. Saber's going to breach Ryudo Temple from the front gate, while Tosaka and I will infiltrate from the back of the mountain. We plan to have Saber enter the temple slightly sooner than us to draw Gilgamesh's attention. We'll use the opening to sneak into Ryudo Temple from the back, stop the Holy Grail as soon as possible, and then back Saber up. Then, I'll counter Gilgamesh's noble phantasm with my projection, so Saber can close in and finish him off. That's our only strategy right now. There's barely an intact path in the hills behind the temple. Yeah, I don't like some bullshit. Tosaka scales the slope as surely as if she scoped out the area beforehand. She probably did. At night, the mountains are dark and sinister. The mountain is an inviolable. The mountain is an inviolable and spiritual ground, so it naturally repels us. While the dark mountain itself is dangerous to human hikers, it also embodies a sacred realm with high spiritual purity. However, this isn't normal. The air so fishy is making me nauseous. Tosaka gags, squinting at the Ryudo temple at the summit. Fishy is just her figure of speech. There isn't actually a fishy smell coming from the mountain. It just feels bizarre. The air feels uncomfortably lukewarm and it sticks to my skin. The life energy in the air feels so raw. I can't tell if I'm breathing or the mountain's breathing. I even hallucinate that we're hiking up a giant intestine, not a mountain. Ugh. I should have asked sooner, but how do you feel, Shiro? Suddenly, Tosaka asked me how I was. Huh? Well, not good or bad. Honestly, I have so much, I don't know what to do with all this. I tell her my honest feelings. With this much magical energy, 10 or 20 projections would be a piece of cake. But you could compare it to putting a jet engine on a worn-out plane. I feel like I can't relax, as if I'll spring a fuel leak and explode if I lose focus. Wow, that's a nice problem to have. I'm glad it worked out though. I was worried because it was my first time. Worried? Don't tell me that was actually a really risky ritual. Triple R. Not the process, but the aftermath. I have to balance the energy I share with you with the energy Saber takes. You know, Saber's output is lower because I have to juggle you both, right? Right, that's true. Then Saber can't fight the way she wants? Hey, don't underestimate me. I'm not that sloppy. I'm not giving you much power compared to Saber, so it'll work itself out. Still, we can't be reckless. Saber can only use her sacred sword once right now. She can only use it once. And she can't use it on Gilgamesh. We need Saber's noble phantasm to destroy the Holy Grail. Then Saber's gonna stop Gilgamesh? Without a trump card? Yeah, that's why we need to regroup with her as soon as possible. Saber said that she'll use her sacred sword when she determines that she can't stop Gilgamesh. But if she does that, she's finished. We can't destroy the Holy Grail without it. So when that happens, he holds his breath. She holds her breath. When that happens, she's prepared to use the sacred sword, knowing she'll disappear afterward. Tosaka, you mean? We don't really have a choice. It was Saber's idea. She'll destroy the Holy Grail even if I try to stop her. Tosaka doesn't look at me as she murmurs. Damn it, what a fool she is. This is just as hard on Tosaka. She doesn't want Saber to disappear either. Then, let's hurry. I won't let Gilgamesh have Saber. Of course not. Saber belongs to me. I won't let a guy like that kill her. We run up a game trail. I know what we need to do. We'll stop the Holy Grail as fast as we can and then go settle things with Gilgamesh. An interlude. Who could we possibly... Oh, Saber. I forgot. We're separated. We're separated from Saber right now. The mountain is rumbling. Dark clouds shroud the sky and the trees seem to tremble nervously due to the tremors. Saber watches it all from the mountain gate. She sensed it as soon as she felt the noxious, indescribable aura oozing from Ryudo Temple. The golden servant isn't the only one awaiting her at the top of these stairs. Something aberrant lies in wait for her and her allies. Oh, sorry if I'm yawning a bit. It's like 6 30 in the morning, and I did not go to sleep. I've been up since yesterday. I didn't sleep at night. I couldn't. So I'm just up recording now. What the hell could be waiting for us, by the way? She can't make any mistakes up ahead. If the summon is going to be the place where they die, then she will be the one to face the threat of death. She hopes the other two can survive this ominous realm. For their sake, she can't afford to hold back. She can fire her sacred sword twice. She's well aware that she'll disappear the instant she uses it a second time. No matter, this was never an opponent we could beat unscathed. Gilgamesh, the king of heroes. The only way to defeat the man with 1,000 noble phantasms is with a decisive strike from her sacred sword. See you, Saber. Start after 30 minutes. She recalls Rin's words. There's 1 minute left until the appointed time. Saber breathes in deeply and considers her condition. A breeze blows from the summit. She begins up the stone steps once the ill wind begins to shake the trees. She dashes up the steps in a single breath. As soon as she stepped foot on the stairs, the enemy would have realized her assault. The last servant she needs to defeat should appear within the temple grounds. She needs to get there as fast as she can and defeat Gilgamesh before Rin and Shiro arrive. She isn't defying her master's orders. She began her assault after 30 minutes, just as Rin commanded. Even if she enters the temple grounds earlier than expected and engages Gilgamesh, that isn't a violation of her orders. Loophole, head ass. She just deviated from her master's projections in the course of protecting her master's life. While the air from the summit is putrid, she is like a gust of cleansing wind that cuts at the rot as she ascends the steps. It will take her less than a minute to reach the temple. That should put her about 5 minutes ahead of Rin's projections. It will give her plenty of time to end the battle with Gilgamesh. She runs, enduring the ominous chill from the mountain gate. Like a silver speeding bullet, she races toward the summit. Just as she comes up to the gate. Whoa, what? She didn't mean to stop, but she comes to a sudden halt. Sweat coats her forehead. Saber gazes up at the mountain gate in astonishment. What is it? I've been waiting. Glad you can make it, Saber. A smooth voice cuts through the night. Why the fuck is he here? Moonlight glints off the 5-foot-long sword. An enemy that shouldn't be here stands at the top of the steps. Why are you here? Weren't you caster servant? Her vast voice lacks the usual grace. She's faced with an enemy, an obstacle that shouldn't be here. That fact robs her of her composure. What's wrong, Saber? Is it so strange to see me? I am the gatekeeper here, you know that. His voice is delighted yet cool. The swordsman seems completely unchanged, his back to the ill wind from the summit. This can't be. How are you here, assassin? Caster summoned you. You shouldn't be able to remain now that she's gone. That would be true for a normal servant, but I am a special case. I'm bound not to a person but to this land. For me, this mountain gate is equivalent to the host you call a master. The land is your host. Indeed, a servant cannot maintain itself without a physical body, even if one is a mage. Apparently we need a host in the current era. That vixen summoned me and chose his land as my host. That's why I can only manifest at this mountain gate. I won't disappear as long as this gate exists, even if my summoner is gone. Still, I'm a little more than a day laborer. The vixen only gave me enough magical energy for 20 days. You can see for yourself how close I am to that limit. The swordsman explains in his sing-song voice and lifts his right arm. In his elegant garment, his pale arm is transparent like glass. As you can see, I won't even last until dawn. I'm already past the 20-day limit. I consider it a stroke of luck that I've lasted this long. She looks up at the swordman in shock. His aura emits neither bloodlust nor hostility. It simply demands combat. He desires a pointless duel to the death, irrespective of victory or loss. So you stayed here to fight me, assassin. Don't make me spell it out, Saber. If I say it, that would be boring. Assassin chuckles. Saber can understand the swordsman's reasons, but she doesn't have time for this bullshit. Unless she hurries, her allies will arrive while she's fighting Gilgamesh. No, in the worst case, they might arrive first and be forced to engage him without her. Move aside, assassin. Caster ordered you to guard the gate and she's gone. There's no point in guarding it now. Saber takes a step forward. However, no. For me, there is no point in fighting. He declares that the duel begin if she proceeds any further. The tip of his long katana is pointed at Saber. Yes, there is no meaning to this duel. I've never had anything after all. No pride as a heroic spear, nor anything to wish for. No. My summoning is a mistake. After all, I am not even Sasaki Kojiro. What? Saber is extremely confused. Sasaki Kojiro. That should be the servant's true name. But Assassin has just admitted that he's an imposter. Don't be so surprised. Sasaki Kojiro has always been a fictional swordsman with no identity. He's believed to have existed, but the records about him are incredibly vague. He is a fictional swordsman fabricated in history to be a nemesis to a certain renowned swordmaster. A man named Sasaki Kojiro may well have existed. There was probably even a martial artist with a longsword named Monoho Shizao. But those traits don't belong to a single individual. The swordsman Sasaki Kojiro was a fictional martial artist created as character foil. You're a fictional heroic spirit. Yes. All I am is a swordman who is deemed most suitable to wear the shell of Sasaki Kojiro. I have no name. I don't even know how to read and write. And I wasn't wealthy enough to have a name of my own. I am just a wraith, summoned here for my ability to demonstrate the secret technique attributed to Sasaki Kojiro in the histories. A fake servant can't last long. That's why Caster treated me as expendable. Damn, this water hot as hell. I need something cold. Why is all the water hot? Man, fuck this hot ass room. See? There was never any point to my fights. Even if I accomplished anything noteworthy, all the credit would go to Sasaki Kojiro. I wouldn't profit from it at all. Everything is meaningless to me because I am no one. Even my own self isn't set in stone. I'm just a nameless disposable swordsman who plays the role of Sasaki Kojiro. The long sword sways. The long sword created as a fictional character stands in Saber's way, prepared to fulfill his role. But if there's any meaning to my existence, then it would be now. If I, who died with no name, were to have a wish, then surely the nameless swordsman would have dreamed of facing a Superior swordsman. Something he was never allowed to witness in life. She takes up her sword. There's no persuading this foe. The only response to a swordman ready to lay down his life is to meet him with steel. Then let us begin. His body was always meant to die. There could be no greater ending to my life than to face you here! The long sword sweeps through the air. Saber sword parries the moonlit blade. The katana suddenly changes direction. If she uses her strength against this man, she won't be strong enough to face Gilgamesh at the summit. But she also can't afford to hold back against Assassin. No, can she win even if she goes all out against him? The katana's attacks grow sharper with each swing. A fictional swordsman. A master of the sword with no noble phantasm who can fight on equal ground with heroic spirits. She must settle this duel with him now. I'm sorry guys, but as soon as I got to recording, I immediately started feeling the drowsiness. I immediately felt the impact of not fucking sleeping. So I think I'm gonna start the recording early. You know, take a nap. I'll probably pick it back up like tomorrow or some shit. Alright, I'm back. I actually, surprisingly enough, slept at a reasonable time yesterday. So now I'm up at like 7 a.m. because I actually slept like really fucking early. I think I went to bed around like 8 or 9. I've never done that before, not since I was in elementary school. So let's get back into it. I'm still kind of tired. I'm still a little tired though. The summit is close. We'll arrive at the back of the temple grounds once we climb this hill. There should be a large pond there, untouched by humans. I see it, we're almost there. Tosaka climbs the slope, pushing the branches aside. I watch her back, keeping an eye on our surroundings. And then, just as the slope levels out onto flat ground, we come face to face with it. Damn, that's Shinji? That nigga looks straight out of Saya no Uda. What is that? It's a squirming hunk of flesh. Hold on. This a remix? The thing enshrined in the center of the pond seems to writhe and beg for help as it spews rotting black liquid around it. Yuck. How big is that thing? The flesh hunk is slowly getting bigger. It looks like a floating island. The pond water looks muddy and sticky as if there's an oil spill. No way. That's the Holy Grail? I bet my gaze feeling uncomfortable. We have been breathing in that thing's exhaust as we went through the forest. It endlessly spews out magical energy, polluting the pond. Its blood isn't colorless magical energy at all. That dark stuff is a visible curse. Even looking at the black mud gives me chills. The curse breaches my retinas. Die, shit. It hammers a single cold command into my brain. I don't think I want to. No one said anything about this. How are we supposed to stop it? The hunk of flesh is about 30 meters away. The pond is shallow, so walking through the water shouldn't pose a problem. But pushing our way through the black mud would be suicide. It's a curse that erodes the mind just by looking at it. If we go into it, we'll be weakened and drowned before we walk a meter. That thing's about to explode. I don't know if it always looked like this, but it's way too small to be a host. Whatever's inside is about to break the vessel and come pouring out. It'll break the vessel, then if Shinji's the Holy Grail, then it'll destroy him. See up there? There's a humanoid shape at the back of the mountain. You should be able to make it out. I followed Tosaka's line of sight. Within the rotting and growing flesh hunk, I do see something that looks vaguely human. Is he getting crucified? Torn clothes and a naked body. Ugly muscles ripple under the skin, connecting the body to the hunk of flesh. It's like the shape is different. It's a bizarre image, like a bunch of grapes shaped into a human form. It's Shinji. I can't see his face, but that definitely looks like him. I see. Is he alive? I don't know. He isn't dead, but I don't know if I can call that alive. His body's still breathing at least. I can't say that I see anything like human limbs. I knew it. This holy grail was originally humanoid, so it would need a human component to function. Shinji turned out like that because he wasn't a suitable part. But the holy grail basically needs a living host to function. When it's about to explode, you said it's going to break Shinji, who's the core. It's gonna happen one way or another. If it does, there won't be any holy grail. All we'll get is that unknown stuff spilling out of the hole opened up. Meaning that there's still time. The holy grail is active, but it won't break as long as it doesn't return to its original wish-granting form. That Goldie said he was only going to open the hole. His objective is to activate the holy grail and then destroy its vessel. If he does that, then that mud will pour out infinitely on a whole different level. There's no time to consider it. We'll pull Shinji out of the flesh hunk and stop the holy grail. Tosaka, can you do anything about that mud? It looks like we could walk on it if we freeze it. Nope, that would work for water, but that's magical energy processed into curses. Even a freezing specialist would have a hard time freezing magecraft given form. Then we'll just have to pray for good luck. The only option is to cross the pond before the curse corrupts us and extract Shinji. Hold on, are you going in just like that? Don't do it, it'll consume you while you're in the middle of it. I won't know that until I try. And there's no more time. Saber should be fighting right now. We can't afford to hesitate. I'll whirl around and move to protect Tosaka. Well, this is a surprise. To think I'd have to look at your disfigured faces 3 times, mongrels. Gilgamesh sneers at us. He appeared by the pond instead of the temple, as if he predicted our moves. Gilgamesh? Then who's fighting Saber right now? Tosaka's words indicate that Saber's engaged with some other enemy at the moment. I don't know who that might be or how she ended up fighting them. There's no time to consider that right now. We're facing the worst person possible. This is the strongest servant, whom we were supposed to take down as a trio. And now he's here looking at us without Saber. Oh, Saber isn't here. How dull. I guess I'll just kill you. A terrible chill oozes from the sea of mud, while bloodlust radiates from the man in front of us. Noble phantasms hang ready and wait behind him. One wrong move and he'll skewer us. No, that would be uninspired. Normally I would never suggest this, but I will make an exception. You are my guest, so I'll grant you a slight extension on your lives. An extension? My fingers tense up as I glare at the enemy. My magic circuits are open. I've lined up 14 blueprints, as many as I can manage. If he snaps his fingers, I'll replicate as many swords as I can. That should at least let Tosaka get away. What, you need me to spell it out for you? I'll allow you to be a scarecrow until the cocoon hatches. It's lonely watching over that thing by myself. If you bear witness to its fate, then your lives will have had meaning. How can I listen to that? Our objective is to stop the Holy Grail. If there's still time, then we need to rescue Shinji from that flesh hunk. Yeah? Sorry, but we're not playing along with your games. We're going to that flesh hunk and putting a stop to your holy grail. Before I can finish, Tosaka takes the initiative and stands down Gilgamesh. Really now? His lips twist into a smile. That laugh sounds like when someone decides to kill the person in front of them. Thank you for that explanation, Shiro. Thank you very much. That laugh sounds like when you're going to kill somebody. I'm sorry, that shit was so stupid to me. That was such an unnecessary explanation. Ha ha ha. That laugh sounds like when somebody's enjoying a game they're playing. Wait, Tosaka, that's... I want you to hold him off here. I know it's reckless, but you need to hold him off until Saber gets here. I'm going to take responsibility and put Shiro out. What? What do you mean, pull him out? I know what you're thinking, but that guy is still Sakura's older brother, and I can't just let him die. Besides, isn't it your credo to save everyone you can save? Tosaka starts to run towards the dark lake. Is she gonna go into that mud as is? Ugh. Damn, that nigga's ugly. What is this ridiculousness? Are you trying to kill me with laughter? That guy. He laughed condescendingly at Tosaka's determination. You! What's so funny? What's that? Isn't it funny to you too, mongrel? You're a bunch of third rates. Go through that curse. Do you think a lowly human could walk through it when even servants can't withstand that whirlpool of curses? Don't underestimate me. I can handle curses like that like nothing. I'm no half-spirit like you guys. I'm a human with flesh and bones, unlike your bitch ass. So I'm not gonna let that bitch ass thing engulf me. She's obviously bluffing, but Tosaka might actually be able to get across if she says so. Like I said, Rin Tosaka's the GOAT. She ain't gonna lose to a curse like that. I see. Then do as you wish. Though I won't allow it! Trace. A sword shoots forward. The sword flies towards Tosaka's defenseless back to skewer her. Get that shit out of here, pussy! Trace off. But it's instantly deflected by my Kansho when I step in. I breathe heavily. I made it, although I prepared myself. This was the first time I've been able to project so quickly. It must be thanks to Tosaka's magical energy. At this rate, we might be able to... Why you? Murderous rage fills his red eyes. Dang. My shorts be fucking riding up and shit. Not riding up like it be on my ass crack. But like, you know when you sitting down and you be scooting around and then your shorts be like all the way here, then all of a sudden it's like back here, and it's like, nigga, like that, right? Shit is annoying. My projection triggers him to get serious. Trigger that nigga. The noble phantasms behind his back increase in number. Shiro. Behind me I hear Tosaka's concerned voice. I don't look back and I keep my eyes on the enemy with my Kansho at the ready. Tosaka, go get Shinji. That's all I can say to her. Leave it to me. I'll bring her back in no time. I hear the sound of splashing water. Tosaka jumps into the sea of mud without hesitation. Yeah, I'm still kind of tired. Then I'm gonna protect her. I won't allow a single noble phantasm to reach Tosaka. You need to deal with me. You want to get at Tosaka, you'll have to beat me first, you blonde bitch! I take a step forward. This must have ticked him off. The golden servant takes his eyes away from Tosaki and focuses on me. That girl will die anyway. Dealing my hand with her death was just my way of showing mercy. A swarm of noble phantasms point toward me. He ignites his murderous intent like a sharp blade. But it seems I need to teach you a lesson before that. You filthy fake. You will learn the difference between real and fake! He deploys his own treasures without reserve. This nigga's ass. Get that bitch ass shit on somewhere! Oh, we're back to Saber. The longsword slashes the darkness. Assassin freely wields a nearly 2-meter long sword, and Saber is still unable to step within range. She can't avoid it and falls back. The distance between the two sides does not shrink. There's 1 meter between Saber and Assassin, but that distance is enough to prevent Saber from even running up a few stone steps. She bites her lip. She doesn't have time for these skirmishes. Her opponent is typically someone she can best in strength. She could overpower him if she used the full might of her magical energy in her sword. Just one blow. If she could just withstand that one blow, she'll easily be able to hold him down. It can be an arm or a leg. If she doesn't show she sustained a few scratches, there won't be another attack. The moment she receives the blow, she's confident she can step into Assassin's range and cut her enemy in two. And yet, if that first blow manages to get her neck, there will be no way she can overpower him. That's the kind of blow that this servant in front of her can execute. There's no restraint, and there are always blows that are meant to take one's life. The only possible way to prevent that is to retreat. She is at a positional disadvantage as she can't turn and attack from the side, and the enemy's skills prevent her from moving forward. She can't step forward. She needs to reach the temple compound alive. As she stands there, Shiro and Rin are going up against Gilgamesh. If she's late, one of them might die. Or worse, the two of them are already. She runs. She yells as if to dispel the ominous imagery that pops up in her mind, and rushes up the stairs. Two trajectories collide. Seeing her rush up with abandon, Assassin swings his sword not at Saber's body, but at the sword swinging down toward him. I expected nothing shorter from Saber's blade. I thought my sword would have been able to withstand a few exchanges, but I see that it has been bent after a single blow. Sparks fly. They try to push each other out of the way as the sword and katana clash. He parried it. Assassin blocked my sword. Assassin's katana is fragile. While the katana may be able to cut iron in two, it is still made by humans. It cannot compete against her sword, which was forged and created by non-humans. If struck from the front with force alone, the long katana will surely be shattered. Knowing this, Assassin made Saber retreat by parrying the sword and going for her body instead. But Assassin blocked her attack. No matter how well trained and tenacious Assassin is, his katana would not be able to fully defend against Saber's blow. The long sword that caught Saber's blow is now bent at its core. At this rate, he can no longer maintain a sharp advantage. Can I win? Can I win against this man unscathed? She asks herself as she pushed back Assassin's long katana. Her hesitation creates an opening. There is a reason Assassin blocked her sword. Before she realizes that reason, she is standing in a particular position. What? She is standing at a different position. The two who were once standing at the top and bottom of the stairs are now level with each other. Without realizing it, Saber's body is shifted onto the side and she was forced to stand on flat footing. This is a repeat of last time. They are standing level with each other, a suitable footing to wield the secret sword. Here, Assassin is able to execute his magical blade. Swallow reversal. The three arcing blades encircle the enemy, and the target has no chance of defending or evading. It ensures that the enemy is killed. A chill. She shudders from the chill running down her neck. Did you? Saber's strength leaves her. She can push back right now. As she is superior in strength, she can knock down Assassin and finish him off as she runs up to him. Or she could just run up toward the temple gate. But the outcome is going to be the same either way. If she disengages, that thing is going to come. Even if she knocks him away, whether she rushes in for a final blow or exposes her back to run up the stairs, that magical blade will be released and it will be over for her. Which means she can't push forward. She can only let herself ease up and match Assassin's stare. Are you certain you want to ease up? At this point, even I would be able to push you back. Assassin looks at the cornered Saber with satisfaction. There's nothing callous in his mannerisms. The swordsman with the long katana is simply admiring the determined look of his opponent, who is seeking to recover from a hopeless situation. Look, you don't gotta use Excalibur, alright? But take off the sheath, you know? Like, let that wind pop off. So this is why you damaged your own weapon, Assassin. Of course. Our battle was going nowhere, so I took a risk to settle the match. I figured this would put you back in your element. I prefer you not think of the future while we are still in battle. She holds her breath. Assassin's words tells her that he sees right through her, yet it does not sound insulting. What? The compound is in flames. The sounds of swords clashing and breaking. There's no doubt it's the son of Gilgamesh and Shiro fighting. It appears the banquet is at its peak. Truly, this is not a time for you to be impeded by a gatekeeper like me, Saber. Assassin! Saber grips her sword tightly. She puts magical energy into her sword in an attempt to repel the obstacle in front of her. But she can't. This very moment is her end. If she breaks the distance between herself and Assassin, she would be walking into Assassin's scheme. She grits her teeth in frustration. She wields her sword that is infused with magical energy as she's able to do anything. There. Why do you hesitate? You know very well there is only one thing both of us can really do. The swordsman says it clearly. From the very beginning, we were simply summoned to fulfill our roles. Just as I have been tasked to guard this gate, you have something you must protect. So you shouldn't have any time to hesitate. Besides, you are not the only one who is limited on time. There's no pretense in his voice. This is the first and last time the fictional swordsman speaks the truth of his heart. His wish is to have a fight to the death. That is the swordsman's wish. His reward for getting summoned to this age and guarding the gate all this time. I have committed a discourtesy to you. You are correct. Neither of us have much time. She releases the magical energy in her sword. The unrestrained power that gets released blows back Assassin. He goes back about 2 meters. Saber does not move, even though she is within Assassin's best range. She neither runs to the temple nor toward Assassin. She unleashes her seal. Her sword is revealed, and Saber confronts Assassin. There is no hesitation in her eyes. She will use her entire strength if need be. Her eyes declare that she will use all her strength to defeat the enemy in front of her. No words will be exchanged from now. The imagery, the imaginary swordsman slowly readies his long katana. Let us. He readies his strongest sword technique against the enemy, the greatest enemy of his life. She walks through the sea of rotten flesh. The lake is not even a meter deep, but the sticky mass of flesh has accumulated at the bottom. So she only sinks in knee deep. This is absolutely disgusting! She grumbles under her labored breath. Every step she takes gives her chills, like she's running on a mass number of bugs. The rotting flesh that clings to her skin is unmistakably rotting flesh, and if she stops, it will harden around her. Ah, damn it! She shakes them off with all her might and keeps going. Slosh, squish, crush. There's no way someone can stay sane from wading through this content. After all this, slaughtering a cow should be a piece of cake. Sasaka thinks defiantly. That's how she's getting used to this. She's under so much pressure that she has to think of this as work, or else she wouldn't even be able to move. But at least she won't sustain mental damage this way. But she can't endure this with just willpower alone. With each step forward, her body heat rises. The rotting flesh immediately invades her nerves the moment it touches her leg. Even if she tries to push them away, the poison has already assaulted her body. They're curses. The malice is tangible and is like a disease. One would fall ill if they touch it. It invades the nerves, robs the body of its strength, and boils the brain. Every step taken is a step closer to fatality. A normal person would stop moving after 2 steps and fall into the pool of flesh. It's unknown what would happen afterwards. She doesn't want to think about if one suffocates or assimilates to become part of the flesh mound. She can't even think straight, given that she now has a fever of over 40 degrees. Her feet and body threaten to fall over, but she pushes on, desperate to move forward. Rin didn't jump into the pool of flesh without a plan. She has swallowed her 2 remaining precious jewels, and she's using all the magical energy she saved up to create a defensive fill over herself. If this curse really is a crystallization of pure magical energy, then she should be able to repel it by shrouding herself with strong magical energy. This is bad. Her vision blurs. Her assessment was correct, but it was way beyond the scope she imagined. The jewels she swallowed put up defenses that were no better than sheets of paper covering her. No human could go up against its corruption. There's nobody who can avoid getting engulfed in here. Here, her own strength was her only support system to survive. Ow! So hot! Jumping into a sea of fire would be a cooler place than this. And actually, if she did jump into a sea of fire, it wouldn't affect her since she's projected by the gems. The moment she starts complaining. She gets angry at herself for even mentioning it and regains her vigor. That's not true. Even if it's not true, she can't crack a joke like that when dealing with something like this. In her feverish state, she listens to the clash of swords behind her. She can't see the 2 anymore. Did Shiro lead the battle away or was he driven into a corner? Either way, the battle between those 2 seems to have moved to the temple grounds. Just a little more. I'm gonna get this over with, so until then, she runs. She's barely fast enough to walk, but she moves her feet anyway. She pushes through decaying flesh. She breathes heavily as she reaches for the lump of flesh. Here I go! She moves up, crawling. She feels the mounds of flesh. Oh, this is much easier. She lets her body lean against the pulsating ground. This is much more disgusting, but the fever that invaded her nerves cools off rapidly. Huh? Wait, is that? She puts her finger on the red ground. It's the same as the black mud, but it has a form. It's something that had come out of the Holy Grail and took form using magical energy, an incarnation that should not exist in this world. Servants. This is the same thing as servants. She murmurs in amazement. She tries to make sense of it but stops. Now is not the time. There's only one thing she needs to do. Okay, I've recovered. I need to find Shinshin and get the hell out of here. She gets up and runs up the mound of flesh. The mountain of flesh is a floating island about 50 meters in diameter. She couldn't see it in its entirety from the bank of the lake, but the surface is folded over multiple times like a mountain range. There he is! At the very depths, Shinji Mato is there, hidden among the flesh. Damn, nigga! My goodness, I'm actually gonna stop here. I don't know, I got like a good amount of sleep and I'm still tired for some reason. And there's something I wanted to record, like something really short I wanted to record, like to get it over with type shit. So I gotta do that as well. But I'll be back. Fell in love with the pen, started fucking the ink. Oh shit, we're back already! Tigga! I repelled the incoming swords. There are more than 10 noble phantasms deployed, and all of them shoot straight toward me like arrows. I throw away the swords that turn to dust and ready for the next attack. In a single gulp of air, my labored breathing goes back to normal. If my breathing is labored, I can't do projection. Without a weapon, my body will get skewered. Yeah! Damn. This isn't a battle against that guy. It's a battle against myself. The moment my projection, speed, and accuracy go down, that's when I'll disappear. Ha! Come on, there's no time for you to rest. I respond to his voice, and his straight sword I've never seen before points towards me. It makes a loading sound and shoots towards me at lethal speed. I'm unable to deflect the full impact and I fall to the ground on my back. I quickly roll to the side and stand up to regain my stance. What's wrong? Those things aren't high quality anymore. I wouldn't call them replicas if they break after a single hit. A scornful laugh. He's obviously enjoying this. If he releases all the noble phantasms behind him all at once, there's no way I could defend myself. But he's only shooting them off one by one, holding back to test my limits. But I'm lucky that's happening right now. Despite the talker backing me up, it's difficult for me to project after only seeing the opponent's weapon. I can only replicate its appearance, but I can't construct its inner abilities, which is why they get destroyed after a single hit. Why'd that guy say? That guy said, I'm the only one who can beat him. But this is all I can do. I can only defend myself from his noble phantasm, and I can't rush in to attack him. 2. I need at least 2 weapons. But I'm having trouble with just one. How the hell am I supposed to project 2 at the same time? Nick. What's wrong? Is your tongue the only thing of substance about you, faker? He must like seeing me roll around as he looks entertained. Ah! Ah! I catch my breath. Things are fine as long as he's enjoying this. As long as he's acting that way, there's still a chance for me to win. A fucking missed. I direct my mind and look inside of me. There's only a few circuits. There I mentally line up all the blueprints I can imagine. I visualize 17 noble phantasms. I analyze his internal structure based on their outward appearance. And I draw out the concept of creation and choose its compositional material. I cough up blood. I'm paying the price for putting multiple blueprints inside a circuit that usually handles only one or two. Since I started using projection, my nerves have become damaged and my body has started to crumble from the inside. Blood pools in my stomach, and my esophagus is working like a pump to expel the blood out from my body. Possession experience. Sympathy complete. I swallow those down and continue with my process. Kansho and Bakuya can't block his noble phantasm. If only I had Archer's fuck. If only I had Archer's swordsmanship, I could probably defend myself with twin swords. But I don't have that kind of skill. There's only one way for an inferior swordsmanship to prevent those noble phantasms. I just have to offset, using the same exact noble phantasms that he deploys. I still have enough magical energy. Tosaka's supply has been more than enough. But my circuit's moving that energy on the verge of corrosion. My end is near. The moment that guy gets serious, I'll have to project the same amount of noble phantasms he deploys or else I won't survive. But at the same time, my body will definitely be destroyed if I project that much. Process complete. All projections, stand by! I save the images flowing in my mind. The swords that try to go outside will actualize as I imagine them, and pierce me from within. If my burned out circuits can't control it, the swords inside me will shoot out, and I will literally be a pincushion. Oh, there's more this time. 10, 15, 17. I see. I guess you have replicated all my noble phantasms within your view. What? Don't underestimate me. What sort of heroic spirit would I be if I can't see through the hands mages try to deal? I know exactly how much magecraft you can do. His line catches me off guard. Is the king of heroes, who possesses thousands of treasures, trying to say he could perceive our magecraft just by looking at us? So let me assess and grade them. Though, however faithful the reproductions may be, I shall not allow a single piece of them to stay in this world. I reacted too late. I was distracted by his words and it created a fatal delay on my part. 17 noble phantasms are shot out. A portion of the king's treasure rained out like an avalanche, telling me that the king is done playing around. Release freeze! Release all projections! That's more than 17, my nigga! My body wavers. The swords that shoot out from within me collide with the ones shooting toward me, and the impact shakes everything around. I can't block them all. Even though I project 17 noble phantasms, I can only get 4 into them one at a time. Even if they're consecutive, I can only deploy them one at a time. On the other hand, my opponent is able to shoot them all at once. I've been no match from the get-go. Your glass trinkets are holding up well, but you only have a few left. Come on, copy them quickly or you'll be turned to pieces. I hear him taunt over the clashing swords. 12 more enemy noble phantasms. Well, you certainly are foolish. You know you cannot beat me, so your decision to dismantle just even the Holy Grail is correct. You are no match for me. My fingertips are burning. The magical energy I emit and the heat from the colliding noble phantasms mercilessly burn my fingertips. 7 more noble phantasms left. But in that case, why not just kill that boy over there? Ridding Shinji would be the most effective and absolute method to stop the Holy Grail. I'm sure you mages would have been able to find a way to kill him without even crossing that mud. To try and save him at this point is nothing but hypocrisy. An act which sums up you Mongols perfectly. I'm just going to break. My circuits are going to burn out completely. It's not enough. It's not enough. 2 solid midgets left, but it's not enough. No, I'm sorry. It's not enough. I'm no match against this man with my measly circuits. Damn. Why? Why can't I block them? That guy said I could win. But this isn't even a contest right now. So does that mean... am I making some sort of mistake? 3 noble phantasms left. I don't know if my body can hold out until I block them all. No. What I need to be thinking about right now is what the difference is between my blades and Archer's blades. Huh? In that moment, all of my senses freeze up. I don't even look at the remaining 3 noble phantasms. I'm focused on the golden servant pulling out a sword. A strange sword. My mind goes blank the moment I see what looks to be a stone pillar. Oh shit! We're fucked. We are absolutely fucked. You say you want to save that woman boy. His taunting voice echoes with the roar of the sword. I eliminate the 3 remaining blueprints on my circuit and rapidly try to read his sword. And yet... I can't get a reading on it. Until now, I've been able to read every sword. But I can't read the construction of that sword. Then show me. Show me how you can save her using those imitations of yours. The wind creates a fault line. The slashing winds released from Gilgamesh's sword push away his own noble phantasms and head toward me. My mind is still blank. I can't come up with any countermeasures, so I just release the remaining magical energy within me. Let us. The swordsman holds up his sword. An unknown imaginary stance for an unknown imaginary man. He readies his fatal technique that cuts his enemy by simultaneously executing blows from different angles. She's experienced that attack before. The previous one only attacked in a circular motion and at a vertical axis. That was why she was able to avoid it and manage to survive. But the true technique is said to have 3 trajectories. A circular and vertical slash, and probably a horizontal slash that cuts anyone who tries to escape sideways. If all 3 of those were to be released simultaneously, there is no escape. Once in range, the other 2 attacks will hit even if one is blocked. Escaping sideways is impossible, and the long katana will be able to make contact if the target tries to retreat back. Magical sword, swallow reversal. A divine technique that surpasses even the powers of servants. That is an ultimate technique an unknown swordsman put his entire existence into perfecting. The long katana wavers. He steps in to reduce the difference between the opponents. The distance close enough to cut down Saber. From a distance that does not allow any defense, a constricting trajectory is unleashed. Saber is not going to use her sacred sword. Thank you. To begin with, she can't use her noble phantasm from the distance the 2 are at. No matter how fast Saber's sacred sword may be, Assassin Swallow Reversal is much faster. Her head will surely fly while she tries to put magical energy into her sword. Thus, the only thing she can do is rely on her sword skills. The blade's arc begins to move in. Even though this is her second time seeing it, its precision and speed are astonishing. How much training did he do to be able to execute an attack like that? At that moment, Saber could only shudder. That attack could not be blocked. This magical sword is man's attempt at challenging the gods and Buddha. Nobody but a god will be able to prevent it or parry the attack. She holds her breath. In the back of her mind, there's a faint spark as small as a grain of sand. She doesn't think of what it is or if it's the right thing to do. But she risks everything on that one instinctual inspiration. She charges towards that victory with all she has. What did the fictional sword master think in seeing that? The silver armor slips through the gap between his arms, under the swordsman's left elbow, between his waist and arm. She must have seen that the slightest gap was the magical sword's blind spot. While her armor gets chipped away by the three swords that come flying, Saber curls herself up and rushes towards that one point. Her prediction, her outstanding intuition, allows her to execute that exquisite skill. She was able to foresee the complete form of the magical sword, which was yet to be seen because she had experienced the incomplete swallow reversal once. However, that is not the surprising thing. What truly kept her alive was her determination. She trusted that momentary spark and put all her abilities into the momentary gap. She shook off the fear that she might get cut up into pieces if she was even slightly delayed, and ran through the gap that was impossible to pass. And thus, her determination was what managed to defeat that magical blade. But the match is not over. Fuck! Avoiding the swallow reversal puts her enemy right next to her, and her lunge outpaces the swordsman's draw. The position is not easy to recover from. The long katana flies. The recoiling blade is quick, even if it may not be as quick as the demonic blade. And yet, her attack slightly outperforms and is faster than the swordsman's. He purses his lips. He closes his lips tightly and strains to keep himself from collapsing. The blood that flows back from his gut fills his mouth, but he swallows it, determined not to spit it out. The golden-haired knight stands below the swordsman. The swordsman code does not allow him to do something like defile his opponent in her brilliance with the expulsions from his innards. Saber says nothing. Strands of her golden hair flutter on the stone stairs. It's a wonder her head is still attached. It's a miracle that her limbs were not sheared off. She felt her body would be cut in four the instant she went into that opening. There was only one factor that made a difference. The swordsman's long katana. Had his blade not bent, his magical sword would have surely been invincible. The air is rumbling. Another battle is still going on behind the temple gate. Saber does not know what to say as she looks up at the dying swordsman.
You can.
To that, go. The swordsman says without looking at her. How much meaning is contained in that single word? Saber draws her sword and runs up the stairs with all her might. She doesn't turn back to the swordsman. She simply runs up to fulfill her role. I thought she was a beautiful bird, but she turned out to be a lion. He mutters, And the swordsman laughs without realizing it was inevitable. The swordsman laughs, realizing it was inevitable. She avoided something that even a swallow could not avoid. And thus she was not an object to be admired and loved. And I was confident in my ability to assess women. I suppose I require more training in that front as well. The swordsman complains with a shrug. His form and his elegant Haori were starting to fade. His pierced stomach and his blood-stained feet become faint. Yet he looked at his situation unconcerned and sat down on the stone pavement. The trees rustle. The wind coming down from the top of the mountain shake the forest. By the time the flowers scatter, the birds disappear, the wind stops, and even the moon in the sky fades. The swordsman who was just there disappears without a trace, as if his existence was just an illusion. In that instant, I deploy the strongest weapon out of all the items I've ever replicated. But it won't work as a shield against what is presented before me. The Sword of Rupture. The mysterious sword cuts through the wind, annihilates 6 noble phantasms and severs my body. It's disappearing. My circuit is disconnected, and the magical energy from Tosaka has nowhere to go but back. Damn! I cursed my inadequacy. I knew I was inexperienced, but I seriously cursed myself for never really thinking of the implications of how that would affect me. Why do I have so few magic circuits? If only I had a little more. If only I had a little more and reached beyond that darkness a bit, I could have fought like him. I fall to the ground. I can't soften the impact as I fly dozens of meters away, falling violently on my back. There's no pain from the impact. I've lost all sensation. Even my mind goes white and blank. Right before I head toward death, my last thought is how amazed I am that my limbs are still attached. This ends here. A fake will always be a fake. You cannot save anyone. My heartbeat gets weaker. My lungs are not moving and my trachea is frozen. Sparing Archer would have afforded me more amusement. He was also a fraud, but at least his principles were not uncultured. The fact that I can't see isn't because my eyes are damaged. Right now, everything inside me is messed up and my body has ceased to function properly. Maybe I would consider that to be fortunate. I forgot all sensation of pain, so I should be able to die easily at this rate. I remember now. You said your ideal is a borrowed one. How can someone who has not created a single thing from his own accord think he can accomplish anything? Oh, hell no! I can't let that shit slide! Even if the pain causes me to be brain dead, if I come to my senses, I tell myself I need to regain consciousness and stands up. My deeply rooted psyche is pointing to a certain place and telling me something. That I need to fuck this nigga up for saying that bullshit. A hero of justice. A world where no one gets hurt. You say such ridiculous things. There's no such world where happiness can be preserved without harming others. Humans are basically beasts that cannot enjoy their lives without sacrifice. The pretense of equality is nothing more than drivel by the weak who cannot face darkness. Mongrel, your ideal is just an excuse to cover up ugliness. I can't let this shit slide. I gotta ratio this nigga. I raise my... That's so fucking old. I raise my arm even though it shouldn't be able to move. My body is on the ground, and my consciousness is on the brink of death. I raise my arm to grab onto something, like I did on that fateful day. I don't know what's funny, but someone's laughing. The high-pitched laughter that assaults my ear sounded like everyone in the world was laughing. A fake wish, a borrowed ideal. That dream won't come true, someone sneers. Yeah, they're right. These thoughts of mine are borrowed. I just admired the wish of someone because it was beautiful. There's nothing that came from me. I was always driven by this curse-like obsession that my body needed to be for someone else. That's why it's fake. Such hypocrisy will save nothing in the end. First of all, I don't even know what needs to be saved. But I still feel that it's beautiful. That concept did not come from me. I just saw someone save someone else and mimicked it. On that day I was empty inside. Everyone died indiscriminately and I couldn't save anyone. I couldn't suppress my terror at that sight that was unraveling before me, and I had no choice but to resign myself to the fact that humans were weak. That's why I admired that ideal. I cried at the preciousness of it because I didn't have it myself. Is that wrong? Is it fake because it's not my own feelings? Is it wrong for that wish to become true if it's fake? I don't think it's wrong. I don't care if it's fake. Even unattainable ideals just need to be fulfilled. It was a dream that couldn't be granted from the start, an unreachable utopia. Then, even if Shiro Emiya is a fake, the thing that is there is undeniably real. That's right. I already knew that. I know I can't save everything. I know there's no salvation without sacrifice. Now that I'm an adult, I understand that's reality. Despite knowing that such a thing is only an ideal, I continue to seek for it. It doesn't end when someone gets hurt. Even if the best outcome is for someone to get hurt in order to save many, I'm still going to seek a version of happiness where nobody gets hurt. There's no justice in this world. The reality is that people keep dying for nothing. But I don't think resigning to that idea is right. And in the end, he reached this place. What he believes. What he believed. He said they were all hypocrisy. But the one who said that followed through on his hypocrisy until the end. Knowing that, I can keep going. Even if I borrowed his ideals. Even if I'm going to stay a fake, I don't care. I don't have such complicated feelings that I have to worry about too much in the first place. I thought to myself on the Hill of Swords, if I could save just the world that I can see, I'll fight for it. I didn't even have to think about it. My world is small. This small world is all I've ever been able to create. That's right. This body of mine is made of solid swords. That's why I'll be able to endure most things. I can stick to my dreams until the very end. Even the wear and tear over the years. And even if at the end, none of what I sought was there. Oh, so that's it. What? I get up. The moment I regain consciousness, my limbs move. My body still moves after I get up with great force. It's a wonder that I'm not only still alive, but able to stand up after that sword's blow. But it doesn't matter. If I'm alive, there must be a reason why. It's something that I just have no control over. It's saber sheath. Did you put up a shield right before? I may have been reluctant to use my sword, but it should have still been fatal. I knew you were persistent, boy. You were reluctant. Why would you hold back when you have mounds of weapons at bay? I steadied my breath while keeping my distance. I know how to do it now. I'm sure I can do it with Osaka's backup. The problem would be my casting time. I may have memorized it, but I don't know how fast I can get it to work for me unless I try. Only the supreme ruler is allowed to use that sword. I showed it to you for my amusement, but it is not something to be used against a mongrel like you. The only person who has the right to exchange blows with Aya is Saber. I would have been unable to face Saber had I used it on a fake like you. Numerous noble phantasms appear, but all of them are third-rate weapons. After seeing the sword, I just saw the difference is obvious. But those weapons are still not to be taken lightly. Normally they would be more than enough to kill me. The difference in our strength has not changed. Even though I miraculously survived the last attack, I'm no match against that servant with just my projection. Oh, are you done playing pretend? So you finally realize your efforts are useless. Then disappear without a trace. I will not leave a single piece of cranium that makes you a fake. The floating noble phantasms are deployed. Saber! But then, a gust of blue wind intervenes between us. Gilgamesh instantly jumps back. Even Gilgamesh is cautious against Saber. Seeing as his swordsmanship is inferior, he probably wants to avoid hand-to-hand combat with Saber. I'm relieved. Are you alright, Shiro? I apologize for my delay. I shall take over now. Please, stand back, Shiro. No. I'm gonna take care of Gilgamesh alone. You're the one who's gonna step back, Saber. What? What are you saying, Shiro? Do you intend to fight him in your current state? No, a mage cannot contend against servants in the first place. You should know that. Yeah. But he and I are an exception, believe me. I'm sure I can beat him. Saber gasps. Saber's surprised because she believes what I'm saying. I want you to quickly get to the back of the compound. Tosaka's trying to stop the girl on her own, but you're the only one who can destroy that thing. A few seconds, no, not even a second passed, after she tightly closed her eyes once. I wish you luck. I will be sure to aid Rin. She says exactly what I want to hear and steps away from Gilgamesh, bitch ass. The silver armor turns away. Saber! I call out to her just once. I couldn't save you. And I say it. I'm gonna try and tell her on behalf of the times I spent with her and the times you spent thinking of her. I don't think that Holy Grail is the one you seek. That's why you should take a good look at it, so you won't make a mistake next time. Sorry. I can't put it into words well. I don't think I was worthy to be your master. That's why. I couldn't even find out what she really wanted. That is not true, Shiro. You are my master. I'll fulfill my duty as a servant. If there's anything you want to tell me, we shall talk afterwards. She runs off without turning back. Her gallant appearance is like a gust of wind. Saber left. Without the slightest doubt, she believed my words when I said I would beat my opponent, and left to save Tosaka. Alright, let's go. From here on, there's no room for hesitation. All I need to do is defeat the enemy in front of me. Damn, this nigga ugly. Are you saying you just let go at your one chance of victory so you can save that girl? You fool. Acts of self-sacrifice. Fuck. Acts of self-sacrifice are nothing but falsehood. If you still do not realize that, you are a bona fide hypocrite. Ah yes. I'll praise you just on that front, boy. His noble phantasms deploy. There's less than 30 of them. If I want to block them, I'll just have to create them. An imitation. A hypocrite, huh? Yeah, that doesn't sound bad. It's true. I am a faker. I raise one of my arms. I closed one eye and turned my mind to look within. I had it all wrong. My projection wasn't making swords. I'm not that skilled to begin with. That's right. Tosaka told me this. I can only use this one kind of magecraft. Strengthening and projection are just byproducts of what I actually do. That's right. There's only one thing I can do, and that's to give shape of what's in my heart. I turn. I grab my outstretched right arm with my left hand and stare at Gilgamesh. I am the bone of my sword. I say the spell. Casting is only a method of suggestion to change oneself. These words were naturally there to connect me. Well, that is enough of this nonsense. Numerous noble phantasms get released. I create. That's why I had one eye open. I drag out a shield from the hill to block the oncoming noble phantasms. Oh, that's archers! The swarm of swords strike wildly. The sword is Shiro Emiya, myself. The 7-petal shield cracks and my body chips away with every fracture. Steel is my body and fire is my blood. There's only one place I need to reach. The power that surges forth immediately fills me to capacity. What is he so surprised about? Is he shocked that his treasure can't even penetrate through my single shield? Or is he surprised by the rush of magical energy? I have created over 1,000 blades, unaware of loss, not aware of gain. It's going to break. The surging magical energy can't be suppressed. 10 units of magical energy filling a single magic circuit break the foundation to find release. I cannot break through. My blood flows backwards. The shield is full of holes. Even if its noble phantasms do not reach me, my body is full of holes already. And yet, withstood pain to create weapons, waiting for one's arrival. Magical energy rages out of control, but I don't give a fuck. My body is a circuit that solely exists to use a certain magecraft, and that magecraft alone. So there should be something beyond that. There should be something beyond that if I can't make it with this circuit. No, even now it's there. It's just not visible. There were no circuit limitations from the very beginning. Well, if what was preventing me was not a wall but darkness, then the limit is somewhere beyond the darkness. I have no regrets. This is the only path. Ten units of magical energy filling a single magic circuit break the foundation to find release, and I will use 100 circuits to take in 1,000 units of magical energy. My whole life was unlimited blade works. I say its true name. In that instant, everything shatters and regenerates. Flames rush. The fire becomes a wall that creates a boundary and changes the world. A wasteland follows. A hill with countless swords and disarray reveals itself before me. How does this place look to that guy? The golden servant simply stands there with a seething look on his face and confronts his enemy. That's right. I don't make swords. I create a world that contains infinite swords. That is the only magecraft allowed to me. A desolate world. A graveyard where there are no living creatures, only swords. In this world where swords get replicated just by looking directly at them, every sword in existence is here. This is Shiro Emiya's world. A reality marble. The greatest forbidden magecraft that materializes the caster's mental world. This is the heroic spirit, Emiya's noble phantasm, and the only weapon I possess. Everything is here. Everything is here, and nothing is here. That's why it's called Unlimited Blade Works. As someone who's lived his whole life as a sword, this is the only definite and tangible answer he was able to obtain. A reality marble. So this is your ability! I take a step forward. Surrounding me are the swords that were floating behind him earlier. Don't be surprised. These are all limitations. Just as you said, they're just trifling objects. I stretch out my arm. The swords stuck in the ground come out easily, as if accepting me as their wielder. But you know what? There's no rule or reason a fake can't best the real thing. If you're the real thing, then I'll surpass you completely and strike down your very existence. I step forward. In front of me is a servant who possesses 1,000 treasures. Thousands of treasures. Let's do this, King of Heroes. Do you have enough weapons in stock? Surely you are conceited, mongrel! The enemy opens his gate and deploys numerous noble phantasms. I charge through the wasteland. Here, the two different groups of swords begin their final clash. Shit! Hold on. I know, look. I low-key been making fun of Shiro a lot because he be kind of bitch-made, you know? I respect his mentality, I respect him. But he kind of a bitch, you know? He always getting fucked up and bitched and shit. You know, he kind of a fraud sometimes. He ain't nothing like my goat walk him down Shiki. But I can't lie, that shit was tough as hell. What is that? The first thing Saber sees after taking a detour in the temple grounds and reaching the lake is a massive lump of meat. She is not like any other knight. She fought many kinds of monsters when she was called a hero. She has even fought Dragonkin, famed to be the strongest of the phantasmal species. But even Saber can only falter at that lump of meat. It is not because of how unsightly it is. It is because she can tell that the curse released from that shape, that lump of meat, is the same as herself. A servant? Can a servant change that much if the summoning is done wrongly? Or is it the power of the Holy Grail? She stares at the lump of meat, stunned, and shakes her head. Rin! Where are you, Rin? She runs to the lake and yells to the lump of meat in the opposite shore. She is hesitant to enter the black mud inside the lake. It is not because it is unpleasant. Fuck. Back up! Damn! Fucking dumbass game! Not because it's unpleasant. Her instincts tell her that she cannot touch it as a servant who is a half spirit. She hears a voice calling. It is faint, but she hears her master's commands. She looks closely and searches around the lump of meat. She steps back. She steps forward without hesitation. Hold on! Stop, Saber! Don't come in! Saber's body stops. She retreats and stares at the lump of meat while readying her sword. But Rin, just don't! You'll end up like this if you touch that mud. Stay there and get your noble phantasm ready. This clump will explode soon. Use your noble phantasm on it before that happens. Saber cannot nod to her master's tense voice. She can tell that the lump of meat is about to hatch. The squirms turn into throbs, and the quantity of mud spat out continues increasing. The lake turns black and the black mud is overflowing onto the ground. That thing is growing. The world's restraining power will be activated if that thing is left alone. It is natural for her to destroy it with her sacred sword before that happens. But to do that, please escape, Rin! I can do it once you get out of that lake! Yeah, okay, I'll leave it to you. But go ahead and use it if I don't make it out on time. Our contract will get severed, but you should still be fine if Shiro's alive, right? Do not be ridiculous. I do not care, I can handle a curse like this. Saber runs into the black mud, heading toward the lump of meat. But her body does not move. Her body stops just when she tries to go near the lake. Rin, did you use a command spell? Of course. I can't let the only one who can destroy the Holy Grail die. I told you there's no need to worry. I can easily get out of this. You can just rest assured and stand by with your sacred sword. The thoughts that she commands are full of composure as always. But needless to say, it is just a bluff. The lump of meat is on the opposite shore. Her master that is there has nowhere to run. Just kidding. Well, it's easier said than done. She murmurs while being surrounded by strange arms made out of meat. The situation is hopeless. Shinji Mato was saved. She ripped off the blood vessel and nerves which had melted into his whole body and took him out of the lump of meat. One could say he's alive, if one turns a blind eye to the after effects he may have. No, although he has fainted, one could say that he's better off than the girl carrying him. The problem is after that. I guess it would go on a rampage if his heart got taken. Would it let me go if I gave Shinji back? She slowly goes outside while staring at the tentacles blocking her way. But there is no exit. The tentacles are already blocking the way out to the lake. Even if she were to escape the tentacles that are trying to wrap around her and swallow her whole, she wouldn't be able to break through the part that has become a wall. My strength! She almost falls along with Shinji Mato and holds out with all her might. Going past the cursed sea and crossing the floating island of meat, she even performed neurosurgery to separate Shinji Mato from the lump of meat. At that point, the girl's magical energy had even broken into the reserve tank that she had not used for a long time. That idiot! Taking my magical energy without hesitation. Thanks to that, I'm all out. She bears the dizziness as she complains. Of course she didn't mean it, she was just saying that. Besides, things wouldn't change even if she had magical energy left. The tentacles surrounding the girl have stopped because their prey is docile. Once they figure out that the thing has invaded their body is poisonous, they'll take immediate action. Ren Tosaka and Shinji Mato are alive because she does not have enough magical energy left for them to prey on. But I guess this is it. It's getting hard to even stay standing. Her vision grows hazy. Although she's able to get a foothold, that does not change how she's still on the mud. Heat is encroaching on her nerves by the second. If she falls onto the platform of meat, she herself will become the core of the Holy Grail this time. I will blow my fucking brains out if Tosaka dies. I will blow my fucking brains out if Tosaka dies! Before that, sorry Saber, I'm sure you won't listen to me, so I'll make you obey. There's only one command spell left. That is enough to make Saber standing by on the opposite shore use her sacred sword. Also, I have to apologize to you too. I couldn't save Shinji. Just run, I don't want to hear such whining. Her body that's about to collapse stops. That voice. Are the thoughts coming to her mind instead of her ears? Those of the servant that she has made a contract with. She has no time to be bewildered. She knows his personality well. He told her to run, so he must have done something that she won't be able to escape from if she didn't run. He's the GOAT! He's the GOAT! That's the GOAT! Fuck! That's the nigga right there! That's the nigga right there! Shit! She runs through. The arrows that rain from the sky are like a downpour. She smashes everything that gets in her way, whether it's a net, platform, or tentacles of meat. She has no time to look back. She runs through with all her might, carrying Shinji Mato. She jumps into the lake. The arrows have swept away for her escape route. In just a short time, the black mud is repelled, and only dirty water leads to the shore. She runs across the lake while carrying Shinji Mato. She runs to the shore soaking wet with light and energy that shocks even her. Please, Saber! Her magical energy replies to the screaming voice. There is no need to check. The golden sword is raised and with overwhelming firepower, mows down everything in its sight. The mountain of meat is cut in half and collapses. The black mud evaporates and the band of light changes the lake itself into a flat wasteland. It is a rapid stream of light that eliminates everything. She looks for his figure in the midst of that. The red cloak. The figure of the other knight that she first made a contract with, who fulfilled his duty in the end. Does that mean that... Damn, nigga! Does that mean that Archer, he didn't die back there? He actually just went into spirit form? And was like, shit, I'ma just chill out, let this shit rock. Damn! I master repeated attacks from the longsword with the longsword. The swords offset each other, and the fragments are sent flying into the atmosphere. Hey, don't! The handle of a curved sword appears behind him. Get ahead of yourself, kid! But I'm faster. I pull out the curved sword at his feet and swing it straight at him. Gilgamesh retreats. I close the distance at once and slash at him. Why am I losing to this mongrel sword? I match my sword to the rapid succession of noble phantasms. I'm not thinking. My body and mind will stop if I stop. I keep moving forward now. The instant I see his noble phantasm, I reel in the same one I have. I reel in the same one that I have at hand and strike him down with all my might. Impossible! Am I being cornered by such a sham? The sounds of clashing swords echo through the area. He cannot handle my attacks and have to destroy my weapon with his. That will be the cause of his defeat. Having over 1,000 noble phantasms, he is the greatest heroic spirit without a doubt. However, but he is no more than an owner. He is not a wielder who has only one noble phantasm but is able to use that to its fullest potential. If my opponent was another servant, I would not be able to best him even if I made a world like this. Even if I have infinite swords, I can't beat an enemy who has a single ultimate noble phantasm. I'm sure Gilgamesh would be able to, but I don't have enough physical ability to. Therefore, the only servant that I can close in on is this man. If we have the same ability and are the same owners, I'll go a step ahead of him since I already have swords prepared. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it! I didn't think I would have to use my sword against someone like you! Gilgamesh raises his arm. The hilt that appears behind him is that demonic sword. The only sword that does not exist in this world. I won't let you! I swing my twin swords. I immediately draw Kansho and Bakuya and cut off his arm. BAK! As it reaches for his magical sword. The weapons come to a halt. He loses his best sword and is left completely defenseless. My body acts before I can think. With victory assured, my arms and legs drive me into the King of Heroes, space, even more sharply to slice his body in two. Something's gonna go wrong. He jumps back. Gilgamesh retreats, barely dodging my twin swords. At this moment, you are stronger than me. Gilgamesh admits his defeat and tries to retreat. I'm not letting you get away! I'll lose if he regains his composure. I have to settle the match at this moment before the heat cools down. He must have realized that he would not be able to escape, as he pulls out a noble phantasm from behind him with his remaining arm. But I'm faster. Meanwhile, I'll surely...
Nani?
Our voices overlap. The change is instant. The flash of light coming from the lake eliminates the Hill of Swords. The massive magical energy wiped away the already disappearing reality marble. That's fine. The match is settled. I can defeat this servant just by swinging these twin swords. But after that, a black hole. A round void big enough to swallow a human whole appears before me on Gilgamesh's body. Oh! Because she destroyed the Holy Grail! All the servants are disappearing. No? That's what... Maybe? I don't fucking know. Gilgamesh looks down at his own body, appalled. His body is being swallowed. The golden servant is being swallowed up by the hole that is opened up inside of him. Did he want to say wait? The void mercilessly swallows the servant. There was no way for him to escape. The void was open in his own body after all. There's no way to he can escape from something that's in his body. What was that? I stand there dumbfounded. The void in front of me gets smaller by the moment. I don't know what this is, but it seems like Tosaka and Saber were able to destroy the Holy Grail. My only guess is that this black void appeared from that effect and he vanished. Whew, shit. Anyways, now, everything is over. Don't jinx it, bitch. The twin swords disappear. The magical energy occupying my body rapidly fades, and at the same time... Oh, shit. Fatigue assails me. Damn, this is bad. I can't walk. I want to go see how Tosaka's doing right now, but my body won't move. Well, I'm sure she's doing fine since Saber went to her. Right, I guess. I can rest a bit. And the moment I take a deep breath... What? A chain wraps around my arm. Fucking sore loser! You're coming with me, bitch! My breath stops. A chain that's mercilessly wrapped around my arm pulls me towards the black hole. I put strength into my limbs, but I can't resist at all. My feet slide toward the void, along with the very ground that they are planted on. That fool! Does he not even know that surface cannot become the core? You! The thing crawling from the void was definitely him. But that body has melted here and there. That void must melt anything it swallows. I try to pull the chain off me, but it doesn't budge. The chain restricted even Berserker. This chain restricted even Berserker. It's not something that I can take off no matter how hard I try. I'm getting drawn in. I'll be swallowed like him if I go near that void. Damn! Are you trying to take me with you? You fool! I have no intention of dying! Stay right there until I pull myself out, you lowlife! You! He's so arrogant even in a situation like this. Damn! What should I do? I can't get the chain off me no matter what I do. I'll fall into the void along with him like this. Even if I hold out, he'll pull himself out then. It means I'm gonna die either way. Nigga, I'm not going out that easy! I'm not dying, and I'm not letting you survive, bitch! I feel dizzy. My body can't hold out any longer. I'm going to die. I can't endure it in the very end. Then if I can't endure it anyway, should I loosen up? If I do so, I should at least be able to push him back into that void. Hold the fuck up! Because I swear that's not what I fucking said. I promise that everything that is not what I fucking said to do. Bitch ass nigga. So it don't matter. Danganronpa ass choice. I'm gonna die. I can't endure it. If I can't endure it anyway, should I loosen up? If I do so, I should at least be able to push him back into that void. No, don't underestimate me. I won't let you take me with you. I re-energize my weakening limbs. Will my arm tear off first? Will this chain rip off first? Or will he crawl out first? It doesn't matter. I'll fight until the very end and die a flashy death. You can do it as you wish, but dodge to the right before that. I turn around immediately. I look at the temple grounds in the distance, which has become a wasteland. Something flies by as if brushing past me. You archer. The chain comes off. In the end, looking like he saw something unexpected, he lets go of the chain of heavens. I fall on my ass. The void shrinks to the size of my palm and vanishes as I look on dumbfounded. That was... unable to even stand, I look at the wasteland behind me. Dawn is near. The one with the rising sun behind him is the knight wearing a red cloak. What a show off. I subconsciously complain, but I can't help but smile happily. Well, what can I say? I guess these unlimited blades really did work. Well, I have nothing I want to say, so I'll keep quiet so that I can sleep. The golden ground that became a wasteland. Seeing the knight stand there and Tosaka running to him, I lie down on the ground. Tosaka should say everything I want to say to him on my behalf, so I'll sleep for now. I'm sure we'll end up fighting if we see each other again, and I'm not used to saying farewell to myself. And for the final time, I engrave my ideal into my mind so that I won't forget it and slowly close my eyes. The ground that he stands on is similar to the wasteland that I saw before. There's nothing around. There's nothing extra on this summit where everything was blown away. The battle is ended. The battle for the Holy Grail is ended, and the curtain is about to fall on his battle as well. He does not know how long it was, but the accumulated wish that should have bounded him forever is gone now. The end quickly permeates into him and melts his Era's version of his body. He looks toward the voice calling him. The girl must not have the spare energy to run, but she runs to him, breathing unsteadily. He quietly watches her. The girl that ran up to him looks at the night, still breathing unsteadily. The red cloak flowing in the wind shows no trace of what it used to be. It is torn everywhere, and his armor is cracked and broken. His existence is weak. The knight stands still with haughtiness, just like the first time they met, starts to disappear from his feet up. Dawn approaches in the distance. The golden sun rises faintly from the horizon. Too bad. Well, that's what happened. Give up the Holy Grail this time, Rin. Does he not have anything special to say? The Red Knight says a trivial thing like that? That gets the girl all the more. With that body that was about to disappear, the knight was the same knight as before. An ally that she trusted and ran through the night with, who had her back while making sarcastic remarks. She could declare that those memories were fun looking back at them. And they are still in front of her unchanged. He remained to save her at the last moment. He lost his master and withstood the noble phantasm of the King of Heroes. His body was disappearing, and he didn't ask for her help and watched over their battle. That end is in front of her. The girl can't think of what she should say. It is always like that for her at the most crucial times. She loses her quick-wittedness when she needs it the most. The knight smiles softly. He knew that from the start. The girl's clumsiness is a memory more fond than anything fuck! The girl's clumsiness The girl's clumsiness, my clumsiness! The girl's clumsiness is a memory more fond than anything to the knight in red. What? Now's not the time to be laughing. She looks up at the knight annoyed. Oh, sorry. It's just the way you looked. I was just stunned at how worn out we both look. He still has the same smile even as he banters. She gets a lump in her throat from seeing his face free of regrets. She wonders if it's okay. The moment she wonders if it's okay for him to disappear like this. Archer, form a contract with me again. She says those words that she shouldn't say. I cannot do that. I do not know if you plan to continue your contract with Saber, but I do not have the right to. And I have no objective anymore. My battle ends here. His answer has no doubt and his will is pure. His face is as bright as the sunrise. And how can she force him when he's making a face like that? But then, you'll never be saved. The girl swallows her words and looks down. That is not something the girl should say, and it wouldn't be granted even if she kept the night in this world. I'm troubled. I don't have any attachment to this world, but it's troubling to have this girl cry. For him, the girl has always been positive. The girl always has to be positive, realistic, and indulgent. He was always encouraged by her. That's why he wanted this girl to be her usual self until the very end. Rin. The girl looks up at the sound of his voice. Her face trying to hold back her tears is adorable. Rather than expressing the slight attachment that he feels, he looks at the collapsed boy in the distance. Please take care of me. I am an unreliable guy, you know. Please support me. The knight in red says objectively. Those are words of farewell. The future might change. If a girl like her stays by Shiro Emiya, and the hero named Emiya will not be born. The distant words contain such hope. But even if that were to happen, even then, the knight in red that already exists will forever be a guardian. He and the boy are different existences. They only have the same starting point, and he was an illusion that the boy dreamed of. There is no salvation available for this knight anymore. There is nothing to give to him, as he has already died and become a phenomenon. The girl nods in spite of that. Because she cannot give him anything, she gives him the biggest smile in the end. He asks her to take care of him, in order to answer the trust that he put in her. Yeah, I know. I'll do my best. I'll do my best so he won't become twisted like you. I'll do my best so he'll be able to like himself. So you should also forgive yourself. She doesn't put it into words. The girl looks up at the disappearing knight with a flood of emotions. How much salvation did that bring? After engraving the girl's smile into his memory with pride.
答えは得た。大丈夫だよ、遠坂。俺もこれから頑張っていくから。
I got my answer. It's alright, Tosaka. I'll do my best from now on too. He looks just like Shiro! Fuck! Oh my goodness. Fuck. A breeze. The knight finally rests his wounded body, without waiting for the girl's reply. I didn't get to complain to you after all. She wipes her tears as they well up and says to the man who is no longer there. That voice is invigorated, as she regains her usual stout-heartedness. It is only natural. She doesn't have the time to be down after he made a face like that. She says farewell to the wasteland where the knight stood, and the girl runs down to the collapsed boy. In the golden sunlight, his smile as he disappeared was just like the boy's from the past. Fuck, bro. Shit right there, that shit almost did me in, I'm not gonna lie. The morning is near. My eyes are still closed and I'm still only half awake, but I sense that the night is ended. The only thing left is this comfortable listlessness. My hands are so tired that they can't grip a sword, and my body doesn't have an ounce of magical energy left. To be honest, I'm burned out. But it's not a regretful end. I have a feeling of accomplishment, as I've done everything that I can do. I'm only burned out now. My rested body is starting to return to its regular pulse and is ready to welcome another morning. My mind starts to become clear. My once gray mind sways drowsily. I should wake up in a moment. Right before that, I recall him for the last time. His fluttering cloak is no more. That man left along with the ever-burning sky. He did not turn his back nor explain anything. He just leaves behind his back that he is not ashamed of. I follow that path with my eyes. One end. I reach my hand out to the man that went after the same ideal and path. As I have beaten him, I will not run away. I grip my empty fist tightly, as if to tell him that I will reach him someday. I wake up with the morning sunlight. My body feels slightly heavy and is covered in wounds. Huh? This is my room. I look around the room blankly and look at the clock. It's 10 a.m. and the date is February 16th. Whoa, it's been a whole day! I'm surprised, but my mind is objectively calm. After the battle at Ryudo Temple, I must have been carried here after I passed out and slept the whole day. But it's too quiet. Kosaka must have gone home already. Hey, Saber, are you awake? I stop before I finish. There's no way she's awake. No, first of all, there's no way she's here. The Holy Grail doesn't exist anymore. The thing that could keep service in this world is now gone. Therefore, that blonde girl is no longer in this world anymore. Oh, that's right. I cover both of my eyes with my hands and look up at the ceiling as if to endure something. The room is dead silent. The winter morning is cold, and the air I breathe in tightens my lungs. The time seemed both long and short. The events that happened within these 2 weeks, and the traces she left in this room passed me by. We shall talk afterwards. Her saying that and running off was the last I saw of her. Her retreating figure. We knew that we would not meet again, touch each other again, or return with the three of us again. Knowing there was nothing that could be done, we didn't exchange words of farewell. I'm hungry. I stand up. The joints of my body hurt when I move, and I realize that fight wasn't a dream. Oh, it's cold. The hallway is freezing. The hallway creaks as I quickly make my way towards the living room. Well, I get to the kitchen and put my apron on. I put the frying pan over fire, cut 2 slices of bread, and take out some eggs that are about to expire. I toast the bread and crack open the eggs in the pan. I hear the sweet sound of oil popping. I prepare some plates and make 2 nice sunny side up eggs. Alright, perfect. I put the eggs on some white plates and the toast in the basket. I turn from the living room kitchen and I realize that there's no one else in the living room. I take a deep sigh. The girl that was waiting for breakfast in the living room every morning isn't here anymore. Reality finally hits me. The war is ended. The battle over the Holy Grail has come to an end. How dumb of me to finally realize that now by experiencing a morning without her. I made too much. I put the frying pan down. My appetite is gone even though I was hungry. I take my apron off and go past the living room. It's nice outside. I felt like it's the dojo where I first talked to her. I felt like seeing the dojo where I first talked to her, so I leave behind the breakfast that I made too much of. I step inside the empty dojo. The faint sunlight illuminates the wooden floor. There, y'all do not understand. I was literally about to fucking cry. I don't know if y'all probably can't see it, but I was literally about to start fucking crying. I was literally about to start fucking crying. An unmistakable figure sits there in a dignified manner. Huh? My eyes widen. Did I time travel back to 2 weeks ago or something? Shiro, are you awake? It seems like you are fine now. I thought that you would wake up soon since your wounds were small. Shiro, what is wrong? Your mouth has been open for a while. Do you have a wound that is not apparent? No, that's not it, but... My confusion is dealing more damage than a fatal wound, and it's taking me a lot of time to recover. Saber? Yes, what is it, Shiro? Yeah, you're Saber, right? Saber! It is as you can see. Or do I look like Archer or Lancer to you? Of course not! You don't look like anyone else at all. I shake my head. Yes, of course. You are covered with wounds, but you are Shiro like always. That finally calms my panicked mind down. Well, it's more like my train of thought stopped as I was admiring Saber. Saber? You're really Saber? That is what I am telling you. Is there something wrong with your eyes, Shiro? Saber reaches out to me. She feels for my eyelids, and she definitely seems real. Her pale fingers gently touch my eyelids and pull away. There's no doubt about it now. Saber is Saber. She's still here as always, even though the Holy Grail is gone. Nigga, how? I mean, I'm happy about this, but how? I sigh. I let out the air in my chest and... Morning, Saber. I'm glad to be able to see you again. I tell her the first thing that pops into my head. Good morning, Shiro. I am also glad to be able to greet you again. She smiles radiantly. She shows no worry that she will disappear soon. Yeah, but Saber, how are you still here? The Holy Grail doesn't exist anymore, right? Then, I stop myself from saying that Hervers can't stay in this world. Saber. Shiro. Please, ask Rin about this matter. She has been waiting for you to notice her. Huh? Hearing this, I turn around. Oh, shit. What a response. You're all kind to Saber, but all I get is, oh, shit. Tosaka, you were here. I was taking position here since you didn't wake up after that. She glares at me as if to ask, is there a problem? You mean you were staying at my place? Yeah, I had to treat your wounds and I had to explain them as Fujimura and Sakura. I can't leave you and go home by myself. Oh, I see. That's true. Sorry, Tosaka, I caused you trouble again. You don't have to thank me. You're not causing me trouble. And besides, you are the biggest contributor to our victory. Just accept it as a reward. I'll cut you some slack today. She says, looking away. That was so like her that it makes me relieved. Just like Saber and I were safe, Tosaka also got through the war safe. I see. Thank you for everything, Tosaka. A lot happened, but we made it back. I extend my hand to express my gratitude and accomplishment. Well, yeah, you're right. We didn't lose anyone, so it was a complete victory. I guess congratulations is an appropriate word to close things off. She shakes my hand, smiling. Tosaka's hand that I held is soft, and it troubles me, as it reminds me of that night. But even while blushing, we still confirm each other's existence in each other's hand. So that's fine, but Tosaka, what did you do to Saber? Huh? I didn't do anything to her. We just continued our contract. So she's still my familiar. Saber is the strongest familiar, so I can't let her go that easily. Tosaka casually replies. But it's not that simple. Hey, Saber became a servant in exchange for the Holy Grail. She should be free now that her reward's gone. I see. Did you hear that, Saber? Shiro's saying you should go back already. I fucking love that dumbass face. What? No, of course not! What I'm trying to say is that there's no use in keeping Saber as a familiar. Shiro, that is not how you word it! There is. Saber can't stay in this world unless she has a contract with the mage now that the Holy Grail is gone. So having her as become my familiar is the best way, right? First of all, I'm giving Saber most of my magical energy, so she has to at least do that much in return. The fundamental rule of magecraft is an equivalent exchange. Or what? Are you not happy that Saber stayed? Of course I'm happy! But isn't it wrong that Saber's still a servant? Besides, are you able to keep Saber in this world without the Holy Grail? Yes, that's the biggest problem. It's beyond human capabilities to make a heroic spirit into a familiar. Even if Tosaka is a genius mage, it's not possible to support Saber. So there's only one way. Familiars that cannot be supported with magical energy from their contractor have to get magical energy from elsewhere. She'd have to become a vengeful spirit like Ryder and survive by eating off the souls of the people in town. Hey, I don't know what you're thinking with that gloomy face, but hear me out. Look, it's a bit difficult to maintain Saber just by myself. But we have one more mage here. If the two of us cooperate, we should be able to keep Saber in this world. You mean me? Of course, who else is there? Well, I'm glad you're counting on me, but that's troubling. I don't know how to make a contract with the familiar, and I can't do anything that skillful. Of course not, I already took that into consideration. I'll supply magical energy to Saber by myself, so you just have to support me. It won't be as much as Saber, but I'll be at an inconvenience as well. I don't know what she's angry about, but Tosaka explains while turning away from me. Putting her attitude aside. What do you mean by support? I addressed the biggest question I have. Well, a lot of things. It's not like I have to say each one out loud, right? I'm sorry, Tosaka, but I just don't get, I don't get it just by a lot of things. Don't be fucking lazy and explain it to me properly. It's just stuff, okay? Come on, you should know what I mean, idiot! They're ringing in my ears, holy shit. Damn, my ears are ringing. What's up with Tosaka yelling like that all of a sudden? Anyways, I can keep Saber in this world as my familiar. You want Saber to stay here, right? You shouldn't have any complaints. Well, if Saber can stay, then that's more than I can ask for. But that's only if Saber consents to it. It's wrong to keep Saber in this world if she has no business here anymore. Shiro, do you have something against me staying here? Saber must have sensed my doubt as she quietly asked. I have no objections. I don't want to object, but this is something I have to ask. Saber, there's no Holy Grail in this town anymore. Your wish won't be granted even if you stay here. Are you fine with that? Yes. I'm staying in this age out of my own will. I would like to watch over you until the very end. He said that I am wrong for that. Please tell me the answer to that someday. Her voice is calm, but I feel a strong will from it. It's the same as that night. The same pure voice that told me of our contract when I first met her. Yes. It may be troubling for you, but please forgive me. As compensation, I shall help you just as I have up until now. I stare back at her. I don't know if I can meet her expectations. Tosaka in the background getting jealous as hell. But I'm sure I won't stray from my path as she watches over me, no matter what awaits me in the future. You gonna change sprites again? Alright! It's fine to stare at each other, but we're not getting anywhere like that. Tosaka, why the loud voice? You scared me! It's because you two are flirting. Listen up, let's get back on topic. Saber will form a contract with me and Shiro will cooperate. It's an ex post facto approval, but are you two alright with that? Yeah, I've got no complaints if Saber consents to it. But what do you mean by cooperate? I still don't know what I'm supposed to do, so I'm a bit reluctant to agree. I asked, hoping that Saber would agree.
そうですね。
Yes,
白の
it would be difficult for Saber to make a promise he does not know much about. Rin, what do you mean by having Shiro support you?
どういうことなのですか？
Saber questions and Rin retreats as if defeated. Good, good. Even Tosaka would have to give up if a third party gives an objective opinion. Come on, Saber's saying it too, so give me a clear answer. I pursue her as my chance of victory. However... Jeez, shut the fuck up! Saber is mine and you're mine too, so no arguing back to me! Familiar should listen to their masters without talking back! Tosaka is displaying her outrageous dictatorship. Hey, what the fuck? I'm not yours? What, Shiro? You made a contract with me. You're like a familiar from the moment you pulled magical energy from me. So I'm allowed to say this much. Damn. I recall that night being pressured with a threatening attitude and freeze up. And I can tell that Tosaka herself. Crap, I'm saying such ridiculous thing. Is also regretting it, and I strangely kind of feel bad. Well, I did manage to survive using your magical energy. And it's true that I made a contract with you, so I guess that's one way to put it. It is true. Anyway, that's it. Our cooperation is still going. By the way, I don't want an amateur as an ally, so I'm gonna have you become a proper mage. I'll teach you magecraft and Saber's gonna teach you how to fight. We're gonna be hard on you, so brace yourself. I'm taken aback from the sudden proposal. That's dependable, but that means, Tosaka, are you gonna become my magecraft mentor? It can't be helped, right? There's no other suitable person. And you're mine, so I can't let anyone else do it. That's unfair. She's gonna make me blush, she says it with that flushed face. We're both blushing to become stiff, unsure what to say. I need more training. I can't speak because I'm too conscious of her. And right before Tosaka is about to go on a rampage from too much tension. Rin, if we are done talking, why don't we have breakfast? Saber comes to the rescue. You're right, I'm getting hungry too. You haven't eaten breakfast yet, right, Shiro? Tosaka's acting awkward. No, I prepared breakfast as soon as I woke up. But I came here before eating, and so I haven't eaten yet. I also answer awkwardly. What, so you have breakfast ready? Yeah, there are 2 servings of toast. Really? Well, that's thoughtful of you, Shiro. Let's hurry and go to the living room, Saber. Oh. I don't know where that previous awkwardness went as Tosaka pulls Saber's hand and leaves the dojo. I watched them leave for 10 seconds, dumbfounded. Hey, what are you standing there for, Shiro? We can't start eating until we're all there. She calls back to me, still pulling Saber's hand. Tosaka, who fled from the dojo, is stopping in the yard and waving to me. Well, she really doesn't waste any time. I've been pulled around plenty already, but I'm sure that will continue from now on. As long as I'm with her, this is just an everyday thing. You can't keep up with Tosaka unless you're prepared enough. Well, to put it her way, it can't be helped. She was able to make it this far since she's like that. And that's exactly the girl I fell in love with. Come on, hurry! We're gonna start eating without you! Even while saying so, she's standing there and waiting for me. She's always grumpy and cool-headed, but she's really good-natured deep down. Yeah, I'm coming. Hold on. I leave the dojo and follow after the two. Tosaka's there and Saber's there. Tosaka's not one to stay put and Saber's has a competitive spirit, so I'm sure they'll go anywhere. It's obvious that these hectic days which would tire even my old man. will continue as long as the three of us are together. There was a determined future and a path I'm walking towards. Even if the day comes where I'm able to reach the place where he stood, it's possible that there's a different future that awaits me if there'll be bright days like this. The sun has risen already. For the things I can't change myself, if it's the two of us, I think we can change them a little bit. I have just started walking down the path. At my own pace, I'll walk with my reliable partner. Damn, that nigga name is just Black. I don't remember if this is the same song as the first game, the first route, but I'm sure I said it last time, but man, shout the fuck out to Nasu, bro. Making this goated ass shit. Making this peak ass shit. Man. Oh my goodness. This route was awesome. Like, for real. Yoshiki. This route was fucking awesome. I really enjoyed this route. Fate route is still my favorite. But I really enjoyed this route. This route was amazing. I'm just loving this game in general so far. This game itself is just so amazing. Damn, this nigga has like 5 voice actors. Nigga has 7 voice actors! Shit! Kirisugu? But, as I was saying, this game is like actually fucking amazing. This route was so awesome. I loved it. There was so much about this that was just so... I don't really know how to put it into words. But there was so much of this game itself, like it really hits, you feel me? It really hits you. And I love the characters, man. Like, we got to see more of Tosaka. We got to understand more of Archer. That whole shit was just so fucking peak to me. We know what Shiro's true ability is now. Like, that shit is just so fucking awesome to me, man. I was gonna say, after credit scene, like, why is it just going white like that? What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? But yeah, man, that whole shit was peak. A new route has been unlocked. Completed Rin's good ending. And I don't give a fuck if there's another ending. That's the only ending that matters. This nigga is so fucking cold though. This shit is so fucking cold. But, man, I already said everything I needed to say, mate, more or less. I really hope y'all enjoyed. Peace out. I love y'all. Tap into the next one. I'm sorry for how inconsistent these Fate uploads were. You know, I was just a little... I got to a point where I was just getting a little burned out. Not from Fate specifically, but from just, like, recording long-form content. I was starting to get a little burned out by that, you know, because I just had so much shit going on at one time. I just couldn't pull myself to record and edit and all of that. So it really took me a while to get these going. And I was having a lot of stomach issues as well for some reason. So I had to stop a lot of my recordings early and shit. I was just having a lot of fucking problems, right? A lot of problems. And there's a lot of shit going on in my personal life, so... I'm not getting as many chances to, you know, record in privacy like I prefer to. So, y'all know, man. It's just how it is, man, you know? But I'm really glad, I really hope y'all enjoyed this. And I'm really glad to have played this. And everybody that stuck with me since the beginning of Unlimited Blade Works to the end, shouts out. And the people that stuck with me from the beginning of Fate to the end of Blade Works. My nigga, you're a GOAT! I hope y'all tap into Heaven's Feel. I'm gonna take a little break for now from Fate so I can focus on some other shit. I need to finish playing Danganronpa. and then I need to finish the Arukide route for Tsukihime, and I need to finish the next episode of Umineko. And once I finish all of those 3, and I feel like, you know, I've had enough of a break from Fate, so I can jump right back into it, I'll be getting into Heaven's Feel, you know? But once again, I really hope y'all enjoyed. Peace out. I love y'all. Tap into the next one. Stay for after. Oh wait, I gotta do the opening. I gotta see the opening. I forgot. It's probably gonna lag, but I still want to see it. It's gonna lag like hell, but please bear with me. Why'd she hit that? I was about to say, like, they told me that there were spoilers in the opening. What was the fucking spoiler? And then right when I was about to say that, it showed them on the 2 different sides with the unlimited blade works. With the unlimited blade works. And then I was like, oh, that's the spoiler. Oh my goodness. Anyways, that's actually the end of the episode. I hope y'all enjoyed. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll read them all. Tap into the next one. I don't really have much else to say besides what I've already said. I fucking love this, and I love y'all. Peace out. I love y'all. I hope y'all tap into Heaven's Feel.